Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for day two, final day of the Dougie Mullins second annual tournament. Remembering an outstanding young man who coach, player, ended his career coaching at Lynn English and died way too young at 32. Made a big hole in the city. He was a great gentleman. Did an awful lot, helped a lot of young people. All the kids he coached loved him. He took care of them, he guided them. He made a huge impact in a very short period of time, and he is greatly missed. This is the consolation round of the Dougie Mullins tournament. Swampscott lost the first game of the tournament to Classical. English got shut out by St. Mary's. English looking for a win to get a little bit of impetus going into the state tournament. Win or lose, they go in. They're 10-9. They don't want to go in at 10-10. Swampscott is not going to the state tournament, so this was their tournament. In for a strike. This is Gilma Galva, who's doing the pitching today for English, leading off. They had good crowds here yesterday, last night. All the money taken in goes to scholarships. On the inside corner for strike three. Brendan Velasco is the catcher, finishing up a very good career at Lynn English. Outstanding young man, very good athlete. I've known him. I did his game since he was 12. He paid me a great compliment the other day. He came up and said, "You put a smile on my face when I see you, and I'm going to miss you." And I'm going to miss him. Brendan is the catcher for the Bulldogs. And I go back to his grandfather, who was Skippy Velasco, played with Tony Canigliaro and was a very good player. Scouts came to watch Tony. Hopefully they could try and sign him. And a couple of them wound up signing Skippy. So baseball has been in the Velasco family. On the corner for a strike. In for a strike again. Evens the count at 2. I've gone this far without mentioning is Jack Spear on the mound. As it's down and in, we got a full count. Spattering of fans for this early Saturday morning game. Hits it down the right field line. It's going to slice foul down into that grassy knoll behind first base. We'll do it again at 3-2. Hit sharply, but right to the shortstop. He hit it right on the nose and hit it right to Burby, the shortstop. So 2 up, 2 down. Adrian Bonilla, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Beautiful day here. Nothing but blue skies. Not a cloud in sight. In the high 70s. Swing and a miss. We get a little bit of a breeze here. We're covered in the press box, but out down in the field, out under the sun, it's very warm. On the inside corner, 0-2. Hit sharply into right field for a base hit. In on the hands, he went the other way with it and lined it into right field. English gets the first hit, the first base runner. Tyrell Benson, the third baseman, is the hitter. He throws right and bats left. Down and in for a ball. Quick throw over, getting back is Bonilla. Low for a ball. 2-0. On the corner for a strike. Swampscott 4-15, but they're a very young team. They start 6 freshmen. Hit foul off his foot. And we got Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The 2-2 pitch. Took something off and dropped it in, so he gets 2 called strikeouts in the inning. He gives up a hit. But the hit is left at first base. Two big strikeouts for Spear, both of them called. It'll be Gilmer Galva on the mound for English. I didn't do the lineup. I will do it for English. I'll do it for Swampscott. Nick Paraby, the shortstop, leads off. Playing center field, batting second is Jamison Ford. Jason Buffard, the first baseman, hits third. Catching and batting in the cleanup spot is Luca Croft. The left fielder, Quinn Hitchcock, bats fifth. Playing third base, and batting sixth is Chase Gruthius. The DH, Casey DeCamp, hits number 7. He's hitting for the pitcher, Jack Spear. Second baseman, Will Roddy, will hit number 8 and bring up the tail end of the batting order. Batting ninth and playing right field is Nick Paradise. While I have a moment, I'll do it for English, too. Pitching and leading off, Gilmer Galva. The catcher, Brendan Falaska, hits second. Playing first and batting third, Adrian Bonilla. Jariel Benson, the third baseman, hits cleanup. Playing right field and batting fifth, Jason Figueroa. Jania Rodriguez will play shortstop and hit sixth. Batting seventh and playing left field, Mateo Rodriguez. Batting eighth and playing center field, Elijah Wallace. And in the number 9 spot, picking up the tail end of the batting order, batting ninth is the second baseman, Nevin Gonzalez. So again, the consolation round of the second annual Dougie Mullins tournament. Joe Caponigo, the head coach, Coach Paula for English. Coach Paula played at English with Joe Caponigo, and Joe Cap stopped coaching English. Dougie Mullins took over. And I think Paula might have played with him. Joe Caponigo was one of the outstanding people getting involved and getting behind this great idea to honor Dougie Mullins. This time was usually the Clancy tournament, ran for a long time, and the Clancy finally ended when a couple of teams dropped out. Clancy family got behind that and gave a lot of scholarships out in memory of Chipper Clancy. Hit straightaway center field, almost not having to move, is the center fielder Elijah Wallace for the first out. But again, honoring a great young man who did an awful lot in not that many years and would have done a lot more, but he was taken way too soon. Hit to short. Bonilla has to bend a little bit to the right field, but gets the throw from the shortstop, Janier Rodriguez. 2 up, 2 down for Jason Buffard, the first baseman. Gets out in front, rips it hard, but pulls it foul. They lost to Glasgow, but he had a big game. He had 3 hits. He was on base 4 times. I think he drew a walk. Knocked in a run. Missing outside. That one bounced in. 2-1. Hit foul back. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit to center field. Drifting over towards right center field. Elijah Wallace makes his second play. Gil McGalva has a 1-2-3 inning in the first, so we're right back where we started, dead even. English nothing, Swampscott nothing at the end of 1. 5, 6, and 7 for English as we start the second inning. Jason Figueroa, the right fielder. On the inside corner for a strike. On the inside corner again, quickly 0-2. Hit sharply, hit that. You can't hit any better than he just hit it. He hit it right to the second baseman. Will Roddy got almost waking up. A short one quick hop right to the second baseman. You can't hit any better than that. He hit it as best he could and winds up empty as he hit it right at. So Velasquez hit it hard right at the shortstop. Figueroa hits it right at the second baseman. a line shot. If it's a foot or two either way, base hit, maybe extra bases. Instead, it's an out. You heard me say many times, get a good pitch, hit as hard as you can, and hope you get lucky. And Figueroa got 2 of the 3. Another hit to the second baseman. Roddy makes the play. So he was making contact. They just can't find a hole. Mateo Rodriguez. It was Junior Rodriguez that grounded out. Now it's Mateo Rodriguez, the left fielder. Pitch on the corner for a strike. Breaks down and away. On the inside corner. Spears biting the outside corner. He got 2 called strikes in the first doing that. Hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. So English duplicates their first inning. 2 outs and a 2-out single. Let's see if they try to get Rodriguez to second base.
Center fielder number 9, Elijah Wallace.
Elijah Wallace, the center fielder, who had 2 putouts in the first inning. Diving back is Mateo Rodriguez at first base. Not a big lead at first. High and tight for a ball. Doesn't look like he's going to be running. He's not getting that far off first base. On the inside corner for a strike. Nice stop by Croft, the catcher. Keeps the runner at first base. Curveball drops on the inside corner. And we got Deuces Wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Inning number 2. Way up and in. So the automatic hit and run, the runner will be off and running. Diving back is Rodriguez at first base. Off and running. Down and away for ball 4. So English got the first hit. They have the first runner in scoring position. First and second with 2 outs for Nevin Gonzalez, the second baseman.
Go back to the second baseman number 10, Nevin Gonzalez.
Look like a lot of those spots that used to sit out behind the fence and watch the game are now covered with, you might have noticed, all the advertising signs. That's the Navigators, the January family, doing an outstanding job running the Navigators during the summer here at Frazier Field. They'll be getting set. in about a week and a half. They'll be underway here at Frazier Field. Way inside, almost hit him. Croft wants to go out and talk to his pitcher. On the inside corner. I thought it was 2-2. Now it's 2-2. Gets by, the runners are going to move up. So second and third with 2 outs. Hit to second base. Roddy makes all 3 plays in the inning at second base, 3 ground balls to the right side. So English gets a hit and a walk. First inning they left 1 with a hit. They're progressing. They leave 2 here with a hit and a walk. We'll move into the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Swampscott. The Mullins family have been deeply involved in this tournament. They're one of the few events here at Frazier this year. They're charging admission and selling T-shirts, and all of the money goes to the scholarships. There'll be a $1,000 scholarship given to one player from each of the 4 teams. So I should say a huge tip of the hat to everyone involved. Last night went very nicely in the opening of the second annual Mullins tournament. This being an early start, there's a gathering of fans here, people still coming in. This is the consolation round. Glasgow and St. Mary's will play for the championship trophy.
Leading off in the big blue, bottom of the second in, the catcher number 7, Luca Croft.
It'll be Luca Croft, the catcher, leading off. Good pitch for a strike. Broke on the inside corner. Had Croft backing away. Hit in the air. Elijah Wallace has been busy. That's the 4th out in this game. 3 of them to center fielder Elijah Wallace. Quinn Hitchcock, the left fielder, will be the hitter.
Left fielder number 12, Quinn Hitchcock.
In for a strike. Swampscott came up short against Glasgow. Glasgow had a big 4-run inning. Get out in front. Swampscott had to play catch-up. On the corner for strike 2. And Glasgow prevails 6-3. Popped up, it's going to go out of play. Brady Warren had a big game. Doubled in 2, scored a run. Hit in the air. Shortstop. Chenier Rodriguez. 2 or 3 steps out in the outfield. Picks the pop-up from Hitchcock. 2 up, 2 down for Chase Gruthius, the third baseman.
Number 5, Chase Brutus.
Action going on over at Manning Field, some kind of practice. I don't know if it's soccer, might be men's football. On the corner for a strike. Umpire likes those corners. Jammed him and he swung and hit it foul to the backstop. Galva jumps on top, 1 and 2. Bouncing down the way in the turf, and we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Slices it to right field. Can't make the play. Dove to try and get it. It gets by him. Around second, heading for third. So the first hit for Swampscott is a 2-out triple. Jason Figueroa made a great attempt to try and make the play. He's left-handed. He had to go across his body, and it short hopped him and went by him. And Grufus hustles into third base. Galva had retired the first 5. Casey DeCamp hits it in the air, long run. Not going to get there, it's in the gap. So 2-out Lightning for Swampscott as they get a triple and a double. DeCamp jumped on the first pitch.
Second baseman number 2, Will Roddy.
Will Roddy, the second baseman, will be the hitter. Low for a ball. So they hit the right field for triple. DeCamp jumps on the first pitch, hits it to left center field for a double. Hit foul past third base. And Swampscott gets on the board first. Swing and a miss. Right in on the hands, he swung right through it. Again in on the hands. Hits it to third, they can't make a play. It'll be an infield hit for Roddy. Extends the inning. It's now first and third for Nick Paradise, the right fielder. Benson made a great play going to his left, blocked it, went down and got it, didn't have a play, and wisely held on to it. DeCamp moved over to third, so it's first and third with 2 outs. Up and in for a ball. I thought we'd be seeing Roddy stealing second base. Now he goes. Swing and a miss. They throw it down. It goes into center field. Late throw. Roddy got a great jump. He had second base stolen. They probably should have held on to the ball. They threw it down. Hit foul. There was nobody there. It went out into center field. Curve ball drops in nicely.
After 2 innings, 2-0.
So they get out of the inning, but 2 out lightning for Swampscott. A triple, a double, and then an error by English. Swampscott puts 2 on the board. So at the end of 2 innings, Swampscott 2, Glen English nothing. English forced to play catch up. English will have 1, 2, 3. They've threatened. They've had base runners in the first 2 innings. They haven't been able to get the big hit. Gil McGalva, the pitcher, was called out on strikes, leading off the ball game. English is a visiting team, and it's kind of funny at Fraser Field, English being a visitor, but they flip a coin. Pushes the bunt to third. He's going to beat it. He beats it easily for a base hit. That went right along the foul line, right down the third baseline. I thought maybe Gruthus, the third baseman, might let it go, seeing if it eventually went foul, but he had no chance to throw Galver out. He can run. Brendan Falaska, the shortstop. English trying to get on the board here. They got shut out last night. Swing and a miss. That pitch went down and away. They throw it away. Galvin was going. He was on the move. Spear was trying to pick him off. He threw it to first base, but Galvin wasn't there. He was on his way to second. And by the time they realized it, he was almost all the way to second base. He's in easily. They threw it away, but he couldn't go anywhere because he was he slowed down getting to second base. And the left fielder came in and got the overthrow. Nice stop by Croft, the catcher. Swing and a miss, they're going to have to throw him out at first base.
First baseman number 23, Eldrion Bonilla.
Third strikeout for Spear. Eldrion Bonilla got the first hit of the game. He punched one in the right field in the first inning. High and tight for a ball. So they had first and second in the second inning, but with 2 outs, they got the runner at second with nobody out here in the third. And they hit Bonilla. So the tying runs are on base for Jareel Benson.
Number 13, Jariel Benzan.
Third baseman was called out on strikes. His one trip. Hit foul to the English dugout. Coach Paula coaching third. Coach Malaya at first. Hit foul off the screen. Both pretty good athletes. Sphere getting ready, he stepped off. Hit in the air. Long run for the left fielder. And he overran it. The run is going to score. It's a base hit for Benson and an RBI. English breaks the drought here in the Mullins tournament. That's their first run.
Right fielder number 2, Jason Figueroa.
The left fielder for Swampscott on the fly. All of a sudden he realized it was over his head and it bounced behind him. Galva, we mentioned Galva can fly. He scored easily. In for a strike. 1-1 the count. Figueroa is the right fielder for the Bulldogs. Missing down and in. Figueroa has been up once, bounced to the second baseman. That was the inning where Roddy made all three plays. High and tight for a ball. And that's ball 4. So the tying run moves over to third. Go-ahead run in scoring position at second. The bases are loaded with one out.
Shortstop number 3, Johnny Rodriguez.
Janier Rodriguez. High and tight for a ball. We're going to get warm-up action down in the bullpen for the Big Blue. Croft goes out to talk to his pitcher. Coach Paul gets to talk to his hitter. And Dawson DeBarry is going to loosen up in the bullpen. High and tight for ball 2. On the inside corner for a strike. Just broke late on the corner. Missing inside on the verge of walking in the tying run. Hit foul. Didn't miss by much. Right down the line. Just missed going over the bag. That would have been interesting. I don't know what happened. The bullpen crew. Pitch outside for ball 4. Rodriguez gets an easy RBI. English has tied it up. and they still have the bases loaded. So 2 walks and a hit batsman. The bunt single by Galva and that fly ball that was overrun by the left fielder are the 2 hits in the inning. I mentioned the bullpen area. Somehow he was warming up out there. They lost the baseball. They had to come back to the dugout to get a baseball to continue warming up. Joe Caponegro having a conversation with everybody on the mound. I don't know if he can change pitches right now because DeBerry hasn't warmed up enough. He's only been out there a short time, and then they had to wait while he went to the dugout and got another baseball. I don't know how they could lose the ball down there.
Come back in the left field, number 1, Mateo Rodriguez.
Mateo Rodriguez got a base hit. His first at bat. He'd love to get one now. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss again. Chase the pitch in on the hands. That's a big out.
Center fielder, number 9, Elijah Wallace.
4 strikeouts for Spear, none bigger than that one. Elijah Wallace threw a walk. Nice stop by Croft. The catcher keeps everybody in place. Another nice stop as it bounces down and away. In for a strike. 2-1 the count. Wallace is the center fielder. Slices it down in that grassy knoll behind first base. And we got Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in. On the inside corner for strike 3. He strikes out the side,
At the end of 2.5, we got tied in 2.
but he hits a batter and walks 2 and forces in a run and helps English to tie it up. English, Swampscott got 2 in the bottom of the second. English comes back and gets 2 here with their 2 hits. 5 strikeouts for Spear. He's walked 3 and hit a batter. The hit batsman scored. So we're back where we were. Dead even at the start of the game. 2-2, English and Swampscott moving into the bottom of the third. And will be the top of the order for Swampscott. So Galver on the mound for English is back in the game. Top of the order for Swampscott, Nick Barabee, the shortstop. Flied out to center field.
Leading off for Swampscott, bottom of the third, the shortstop, number 23, Nick Barabee.
Broke over, but it was high. Hit in the air. Foul territory. Nice shot, staying with it. Ends in the third baseman. Just about in the coach's box. Makes the play for the first out. One up, one down in the third. Jamison Ford bounced out short to first. Missing wide for a ball. Started to pull the trigger and held up when he saw it breaking down and away.
Center field, number 16, Jamison Ford.
High and tight. On 4 pitches, Ford draws a walk. First walk given up by Galva.
The first baseman, number 19, Jason Buffard.
Jason Buffard, the first baseman, flies to center field, his first trip. Ford dives back. Hit foul back and out of play. High for a ball. They're actually shading Ford as a left-hand hitter. The center fielder is a couple of feet over in right center field. Right field is over near the line. High and tight. So he got a quick out, walked the batter. Now he's on the verge of walking another batter. So back-to-back walks. Luca Croft, the catcher, flies to center field. So you wonder why coaches get gray hair. English gets 2 to tie it up. They get a quick out, and now back-to-back walks. Puts 2 on. Waves at that first pitch. You always wonder, they walk 2 in a row, and the next batter swings at the first pitch. Nice stop by Brendan Falaska. Down and away for a ball. They throw it down a second. I don't think Ford knew the ball was coming. He was going back to second anyway. High again. He hasn't missed by much, but he's been missing enough to put people on base. Popped up. That's going to make it up in the seats. So a big pitch coming up, the payoff pitch. The runners take off, swing and a miss for strike 3. Benson blocked that throw that was low. So they steal second and third. Croft gets the strikeout. So there's 2 outs for Quinn Hitchcock. Pop to the shortstop, his 1 trip. Swampscott trying to break the tie. Swing and a miss. Here in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, English is the visitors. Before the game, they flip a coin. Swing and a miss. The winner has his choice. He can choose a dugout or home team. I wasn't privy to the coin toss, so I don't know whether English won the coin toss and took the third base dugout, or Swampscott won the toss and took home team. Down and away for a ball. Yeah, we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2 the score and 2 on base for Swampscott. So we got deuces all over the place. That was in on the hands. Might have been ball 4, but he's got to protect the plate. Hit it way foul. And out of play. So we'll do it again. Just got a piece of that one. Swiping at it, knocking it foul. Way up and in. Count goes 3-2. Grace Gruthius on deck. He got the big triple and scored the first run for Swampscott. 3rd walk in the inning. Loads the bases with 2 outs. He sliced it into right field. Figueroa tried to make the diving catch, had to reach across his body being left-handed. It short hopped him, went by him, and he made it to third base for a triple. And the on-deck hitter, Casey DeCamp, hit the first pitch for a double. And Error brought in the second run. Hit to right field, coming on. Basket catch. You wonder why coaches get gray hair. It looked like it was going to be coming in, making the catch. All of a sudden he stopped and he made the little basket catch. Ruthius hit it well, but lines out to the right fielder. So Swampscott threatens to break the tie. They load the bases. Galva gets out of it with the line shots to right field. And we played 3, and we're dead even after 3. English 2, Swampscott 2. 9-1-2 for English as we start the 4th inning. Low for a ball. Nevin Gonzalez, the second baseman, bounced out to second base. In for a strike. Low for a ball. 2-1 the count. Top of the order on deck, Gilmer Galva. Way up and in, almost hit him. Count goes 3-1. Down and away for ball 4. They're waiting to see if they call it a swing. So he walks the 9th hitter.
Now batting the pitcher, number 11, Gilmer Galva.
So tough inning for the pitchers in the 3rd inning. Spear hit a batter and walked 2. Helped English to score 2 runs. Galva almost helped Swampscott to break the tie. He walked 3. But managed to get a strikeout, and the last one was a line shot right at the right fielder. Missing inside. Galva struck out and beat out a bunt and scored one of the 2 runs. High and tight for ball. Joe Caponegro is way out of the dugout. If he doesn't get Galva out, this could be his last hitter. Down and away for a ball. 3-0, so Galva will be taking a long look at this pitch. Ball 4, that's going to bring Caponegro out to the mound. Back-to-back walks. 5 walks given up, and we're only in the top of the 4th. We only really played 3 innings. Nobody out. And Spear was already walking off the mound before Joe Caponegro stopped him. He's leaving, and I believe it's going to be DeBari. Dawson DeBari, I believe, is going to be the new pitcher. So 2-2 the score. We're in the top of the 4th. English has 2 on with consecutive walks to start the 4th inning. And Swampscott will make a pitching change.
Number 4, Brendan Velasco.
Dawson DeBari will be the new pitcher. And then Velasco will be the hitter. Takes it high for a ball. Velasco has bounced a shot, struck out swinging, being thrown out by the catcher at first base. Chased that pitch that broke away. High and tight. That one bounces off the catcher. The wild pitch is going to move the runners up. So 2nd and 3rd now with nobody out. Velasco looking for a base hit, but he wants to put the ball in play someplace and get the run home. Down and in for a ball. Hit to right field. Right field goes over, makes the running catch. Velasquez gets the run home. It was a little late coming home, but it gets home. So Velasquez sacrifice fly. Breaks the tie. Galva moved over to third. Solid shot into left field for a base hit. In the gap, all the way to the fence. Bernier, perfect. He had a single, he got hit by a pitch and scored to run the tied the game up. Now he gets the base hit and an RBI. Galva scores his second run. And English has doubled up on Swampscott. They were trailing 2-0. They're now leading 4-2. Jerry O. Benson struck out and singled in a run. He hit that fly ball that the left fielder overran. It bounced behind him, giving him an RBI. Down and in. So walks again hurt. Walked the first two batters. Both of them score. They hit a batter. They hit batsman scored. A walk forced in a run. So walks have been beneficial for English. Thought about it, broke down and in for a ball. DeBerry thought he swung. He asked the base umpire. The base umpire said no. That was on the corner for a strike. High for a ball. And we're going to get warm-up action for Swampscott again. Jake McGonigal is going to go out and warm up. Swing and a miss. He gets him chasing that pitch. Jason Figueroa. Swing and a miss. Grounded to second and walked. His walk loaded the bases, followed by a walk that forced in a run. Hits it foul to the English dugout. Up and away for a ball. On the inside corner for strike three. But English gets it done. They have back-to-back two-run innings, and that puts them out on top of Swampscott 4-2. They got one hit. The RBI double by Bonilla. Sacrifice fly by Falaska after walks. And a wild pitch moved the runners up in the scoring position. And then back-to-back walks forced in a run. Bottom three in the order for Swampscott as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. We're halfway through the ball game. Just the consolation round of the second annual Dougie Mullins tournament. Crowd getting a little bit bigger as the day goes along. Good to see. Galva will start his fourth inning. This will be the first time he'll be on the mound with a lead. Casey DeCamp hit the first pitch he saw, hit the left center field for an RBI double, and he scored on an error. At the time, giving Swampscott a 2-0 lead. So he knocked in one and scored the other. On the inside corner for a strike. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2. Hit him right in on the hands. He slipped and almost fell down, chopping it to the third baseman. Benson throws him out.
The second baseman, number 2, Will Roddy.
Almost like he was chopping wood, swinging at that pitch. And late, back in away. And Benson had an easy play over the first to Bonilla. Will Roddy, the second baseman. Swings and misses at the first pitch. He got a base hit his first at bat. Missing low for a ball.
They are now serving pizza and cold drinks behind the press box at the concession stand. Thank you.
On the corner for a strike. Reached for that one, just got a piece and tapped it up in the seats. Down and away for a ball. English broke the ice here in the tournament. They got shut out by by St. Mary's. And they didn't score in the first 2 innings. In this game, they finally break open and get 2 in each of the third and fourth to grab a 4-2 lead. Again, that curveball, he just last second swing, punched it foul, sliced it down the right side. Just hung inside, broke late. Over at Manning Field, it is football. It's a men's football team. They're probably working hard. They've been here for a long time. Hit foul again. Roddy hanging around. Reaches for it, fouls it off again. Regardless of what he does, this is a very good at bat by Will Roddy. He's been battling. He's made Galva throw some pitches. And good at bat, he draws a walk. Fourth walk given up by Galva. Frank Papalato will be a pinch hitter. He'll hit for Paradise. Papalato was the starting right fielder last night. And he's hitting for Paradise, the right fielder now. So 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the fourth. On the corner for a strike. Again, he jammed him and he in on the hands. He swung and hit it way out of play. The 1-2 pitch. Lined in the left field for a base hit. Went down and got that one right around his knees. Coach Paula coming out of the dugout to the mound for a conference. Swampscott has the tying runs on base with 1 out for the top of the order. Nick Berby, the shortstop, has flied to center and popped to third. I don't think he's making a change. There was nobody warming up. So Galva stays on the mound. Paul will go back to the dugout. Nick Berby will step in. 2 on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the fourth of this Consolation of the Dougie Mullins tournament. Just missed outside. On the corner for a strike. Missing low for a ball. Galva doesn't take much time. Hit the short. They get one, they won't get two.
The center fielder, number 16, Jameson Ford.
So two-way first and third for Jamison Ford, who was grounded a short and walked. Swing and a miss. He came in against Classical in relief on the mound in the game last night. Did a pretty good job. He gave up a run, but it was unearned. Short inside the third base bag. The runner was off and running at first. He was trying to draw a throw. A shot by Ford gets him an RBI. Big two-out hit. Roddy scores the run.
First baseman, number 19.
Burby flies over to third. He was walking to second. It looked like he was trying to draw a play to try and get a run down, maybe steal a run. Instead, they ripped it inside the third base line. He's one at third. So the tying run is at third base now with 2 outs for Jason Buffard, the first baseman. He's flied to center and walked. Popped up. Galva, the pitcher, doesn't make the play. It dropped it. The error ties the game up. Looked like English was out of the inning easily. And he just dropped it.
Catcher number 7, Luca Croft.
So we're back even again. Hit in the center field. Coming on, Elijah Wallace makes another play. That's his 4th putout.
After 4 complete, we are tied at 4.
So English hands Swampscott the tying run. Swampscott again walks hurt. The 1-out walk came around to score, and then the arrow scores the second one. So we finished 4. Nothing to choose between these two. 4-4, English and Swampscott at the end of 4. Just about set to start the 15, and we've been back and forth. Swampscott 2-0. English ties it up. English 4-2. Swampscott ties it up. And next to me is the guy who is the caretaker for Manning Field and Fraser Fields, Rich Avery. Rich, outstanding job. The first time I got to talk to you about the field, the job they did an outstanding job. And kind of makes your job a little easier because there won't be as many cancellations now the way the field is.
Yeah, definitely. It did come out beautiful. And looking forward to like the early spring next year when we typically have a lot of rainouts when we won't.
Yeah. Still a little bit of work to do with the lights. They're doing, I'm not sure what this is. Nick Paradise is getting a standing ovation. He was the right fielder. He went out, he's getting a hug. I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. I'll try to find out. But he got an ovation. He was the right fielder. And then the right fielder from last night, Papalato, came in to play right field, hit for him. But he went back out, and now Papalato was out in right field, and Paradise comes into a standing ovation. I have no idea what that's all about. But, Rich Avery, you look at these Manning Field and Fraser Field, colleges would like to have these things, these two places. And people come in, watch games that are being played here, and they say, the Lynn kids play all their games here. You know, I said, is this a special game? They know they play all their games here. It's outstanding for the city.
Yeah, it definitely is. It is a jewel of the city, and we have 5 high schools in the city, and they get to enjoy it as well as the North Shore Navigators and Fisher College. So it really is, for an old ballpark, it's a first-class facility.
Well, people don't realize that, in the past, you mentioned, and it's exceptional. 5 high schools play here. if a game is rained out, your job to try and fit a game back in is monumental.
Yeah, it does get tricky at times, especially if there's a couple in a row. But all the coaches and the athletic directors are very easy to work with. So it's just a game, a game of mix and matching from that point.
Well, great job by you and your crew and the people who did this, and it's exceptional. The city should be very proud of both of these places, as they try to steal second. He had second base stolen if he took the pitch. Congratulations. You do a very good job.
Thank you, as usual.
Janier Rodriguez, the shortstop, drew a walk starting his fifth inning. He had second base stolen, and Mateo Rodriguez tried to punt Janier Rodriguez to second base. He didn't have to. Long pause by DeBarry on the mound. Another throw over, diving back, Rodriguez. The runner takes off easily in with a stolen base. Got a good pitch to run. It was way up and in, and tough play for Croft to catch it to throw him out. So they have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Janier Rodriguez at second. Mateo Rodriguez had a duck under that pitch. The runner takes off. The ball's hit in the air. He better hurry back. They can't find it. It bounces for a base hit. Nobody covering second. Can you top this? It's a double for Rodriguez. He hustles and puts it into a double. The runner going to third was all the way to third base. The ball was popped up. The pitcher couldn't find it. The second baseman was chasing it. It bounced for a base hit. The Rodriguezes are at second and third. Can you top this? This is like America's Funniest Videos. The pitcher never found the ball. He lost it. Third baseman couldn't find it. Second baseman came running in almost to the left field foul line, trying to make the play. He overran it. It bounced. Rodriguez kept running, wound at second base. That's Mateo Rodriguez. Janier Rodriguez, who had stole third, had to go back to second, and then goes to third. So after all of that, his second and third with nobody out. Elijah Wallace has walked and struck out. Swing and a miss. So talk about bizarre. Looked like they could almost turn a double play. Janier was going to have to hustle to get back to second base. Low for a ball. Hit foul to the backstop. Popped up. Shortstop backing up. They tag up. And they score. And they throw it away, trying to get the runner at third. Great hustle by Rodriguez. He stayed at third and tagged up on the pop-up to the shortstop. Burby went back a step or two into the outfield, had a reach behind him, made the catch, lost his balance momentarily. Rodriguez just flew home. And then they threw the ball to third. They threw it away, but the left fielder was there to make the play. Hit the left field over the left fielder's head. Almost bounced over the fence. Not bad by your number 9 hitter. So what has been a bizarre inning so far, English gets their 2-run lead back. They hadn't scored in 9 innings in the tournament. They get 2 in each of the third, the fourth. They get 2 here in the fifth, and they still have a runner at second base as we're going to get a pitching change for Swampscott. Cam McGonigal will be the new pitcher. Comes in with a runner at second and 1 out. It's been a bizarre inning, to say the least. If you wrote this as a chapter in a book, people wouldn't believe it. Gilbert Galvin was going to bunt. He couldn't because the pitch was over his head. He had to duck out of the way. He struck out leading off the ball game. He got a base hit and scored a run. He walked and scored a run. So back and forth we go in this one. Popped up. It's going to go out of play. That pitch, that would have hit him if he stayed in the batter's box. He had to almost turn to the English dugout to try and bunt that pitch. That was way inside, but he committed to try and bunt. Hit foul to the backstop. That football team over in Manning Field is really getting a workout. They're still going. They're going to be tired young men. Way inside, he fouls it off.
Doing very good.
Hits him on the, he went bouncing all over the place trying to get out of the way. They hit pitches that were inside, swinging the pitches inside. He finally gets hit in the helmet. He'll go to first base. He'll be first and second. Brendan Velasquez grounded out, struck out, hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI. Derek January of the Navigators sneaking in next to me. And Derek, congratulations on the job that you and brother and dad are doing with the Navigators. It's been outstanding the last year or two.
Thanks, John. We're trying, and we got a lot of more things to come over at Frazier Field. It's a beautiful park. The renovations are done, and we're excited for the upcoming season.
Hit foul outside first base. Buford makes the play for the second out. It'll bring up Eldrin Benia, who's perfect. He singled, got hit by a pitch and scored, doubled in a run. So you're coming up very quickly. You start in about a week or 10 days.
We open up on Friday, June 9th here at home, and our first game is on the road June 7th. Yeah.
Not bad. You got people coming from here, there, and everywhere, but you got some locals on your team as well.
We do have some local guys, local to the North Shore. But this year's roster seems to be a little bit more spread out all across the country.
Yeah. Well, you and brother and dad are doing a very good job. It's nice that it's a great treat, and it's a whole lot easier to come to Fraser Field than mortgage the house and go to Fenway Park.
That's a fact, and that's kind of what we envisioned when we bought the team. So we're trying to make it an affordable place to come watch good baseball, and hopefully win some ball games at the same time.
Well, congratulations on what you've done so far. Good luck on what you're doing, and thanks for stopping by and talking to us, and good luck this year.
Absolutely, John. Thanks so much. I wish you the best of luck.
Again, a high pop-up. It bounces in for a base hit. Gonzalez scores from second base. The beat goes on here in this bizarre inning. Benson is the 8th hitter in the inning. He has struck out, singled in a run, and struck out. Way wide for a ball. So Swampscott having trouble catching pop-ups and fly balls. They're base hits, but they should have been out of the inning a long time ago. Swing and a miss. And in talking to Derek January, he knows what it's like to be a Swampscott athlete.
Sure do.
With him and brother being outstanding baseball, football players back then. And Dad was a very good baseball player, great umpire. Umpired in the major leagues when the umpires went on strike.
Sure did.
So they get the force at second base for the third out. They sent 8 hitters to the plate. They score 3 runs. They break the 4-4 tie. Once again, they break the tie. They did it with 3 hits. They've walked 6 and hit 2, Swampscott pitching. One of the walks forced in a run. One of the hit batsmen scored. One of the walks scored. 2 of the walks scored. So we move into the bottom half of the 5th. It's now 7-4. English up on top, and we'll have a new pitcher for English. Eldrin Benia will be the new pitcher. Gilbert Galva will go play first base. So Gilbert Galva will bat in Gilmer Galva's place as Benia takes the mound. So Gilmer Galva goes 4, gives up 4 runs. They were earned. Struck out 2, walked 4. the 4 base hits. Actually, 4 runs, 3 of them were earned. 1 was a throwing error. And actually, 2 of them were earned because there was another error. Five, 6, and 7 for Swampscott, who now finds himself trailing again. Bizarre game. Swampscott 2-0. English ties it. English 4-2. Swampscott ties it. English was truly a bizarre inning. And gets 3, and now they're leading 7-4 as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. In on the hands, and they foul it back. Hit foul to the screen. They check with the base umpire. He was on the verge of swinging. He just held up. In on the hands again, and he punched it foul. English pitching getting a lot of help with those pitches in on the hands. Not much you can do with it, but they're trying. Curveball just hung late. So he draws the base on balls.
Pitch hitting number 24, Ben O'Brien.
Ben O'Brien will pinch hit for Chase Gruthius. Hit in the air. It drops. They get the force at second down. They drop the ball. They don't get the force. He called him out at second. They dropped the ball. So the error puts the runner at second base. Little punch single by O'Brien. Wallace, the center fielder, made a nice play, got to it quickly. Made the good throw to second base. He out called, but then he dropped the ball. That's going to go down that grassy knoll behind first base. So walking a hit and put 2 on, helped out by the error. Nobody out here in the 5th. Back and forth we go. Missing low for a ball. Casey DeCamp, the DH, has doubled in a run and scored, grounded out third to first. Swing and a miss. They almost threw the runner out at second base. One away now.
Second baseman number 2, Will Roddy.
Will Roddy, the second baseman, is perfect. He singled, walked, and scored. So he's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Way inside, ducks away. Popped up. Rodriguez, the shortstop. Umpire signaling infield fly rule with first and second. So they get Roddy for the first time on a pop-up to Janier Rodriguez.
Field number 18, Frank Papalato.
So now there's 2 outs. Frank Papalato was a pinch hitter for Nick Paradise. He lined a single into left field. And then they put Paradise out in right field, but then Papalato went out to take him out, and Paradise got a standing ovation from the bench and a hug from his coach. That's a major league wild pitch. That got away. Velasquez had no chance. Makes it tough on the defense. They would have had to play at any base on a ground ball. Now it's second and third with 2 outs. Top of the order on deck. Down and in for a ball. Hit to third. They throw it away. They could have tagged the runner. The runner coming from second base was running right into the third baseman. He could have tagged him. Swampscott creeps a little closer. The runner from third was running right into the third baseman. He could have stopped and tagged him. Way over the head of Nick Barabee, the shortstop. He flied to center, popped to third, reached in the fielder's choice, and scored. Hit foul back. Almost hit a couple of fans with no topping on the screen. It comes right back in the seats. Way up and in for a ball. So Swampscott has their third 2-run inning. The difference, English had a 3-run inning. That pitch was way up and in over his head, and he swung through it. Bernina got a lot of help on that pitch. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaks down and away for a ball. So we've had long innings with bases on balls and hit batsmen. And a couple of errors. Ball 4 off the catcher's glove. Way inside the wild pitch.
Center field number 16, Jamison Ford.
So the tying run is at third base. Jamison Ford is grounded out, walked, singled in a run. So back and forth we go, ebb and flow. And again, the Swamp runner just walking off first base, gliding down to second. Trying to get hooked up, maybe steal a run. They just let him go. So it's second and third. High over the head of the hitter. A walk, a hit, an error, a walk. Another error. On the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. So they're finally out of the inning. The English, very gracious. They virtually give Swampscott 2 runs. We've completed 5. Back and forth we go. English now clinging to a 7-6 lead over Swampscott going into the 6th inning. 5, 6, and 7 from English as we start the 6th inning. Jason Figueroa, the right fielder, grounded to second, walked, struck out. Swampscott now back to within 7-6. Both teams trying to give it away. Down and in for a ball. English has walked 6. Swampscott has walked 6. Swampscott has also hit 2. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Chopped down the first base line. It's a fair ball. He beats it for a base hit. It stayed right on the chalk. Figueroa gets the base hit.
Shortstop number 3, Johnny Rodriguez.
Janier Rodriguez grounded a second, walked, forcing in a run, getting an RBI, walked and scored. So it was 0 for 1, but he scored a run and knocked in a run in this bizarre baseball game. Squares the bunt, pitch up and away for a ball. Bunts it down the first base line, right on the line. Looked like it was right on the foul line, but the pitcher picked it up. It was outside, so it's a foul ball. Looked like you're going to have 2 bunt hits. O'Brien at third, way in. That one bounces off the catcher, so you don't need the sacrifice. The wild pitch moves the runner to second. We've had a few wild pitches, too. Rodriguez looks to Paula at third for a sign. O'Brien has moved back. They pushed the bunt down the first base line. The runner fell down going to first base. He got by the first baseman. Buford had to make the play over to Roddy, covering first. Rodriguez had a chance to get to first base, but he slipped and fell.
Pitch hitting number 17, Gilly Gallo.
So the sacrifice moves the runner to third. Gilbert Galvo punches it. They throw it away. The run scores. The runner was coming, and the pitcher threw it right by the catcher. Elijah Wallace has walked, struck out,
Center fielder number 9, Elijah Wallace.
sacrificed. His sacrifice will pop up the shortstop. He got an RBI. The runner from third scored. So English adds a run. With the bunt single, the sacrifice, and the error by Swampscott. On the inside corner for a strike. Wallace didn't think so. It bounces by the catcher. Swampscott brings the infield in. Hit in the air. O'Brien makes a very nice play. Almost got run over by the shortstop. He was able to make the play in foul territory. That's a nice defensive play for the second out.
Now batting Henry Manzanillo.
Down the way for a ball. Henry Manzanillo is the hitter. High and tight for a ball. He's hitting for Niven Gonzalez. Gonzalez had grounded out, walked and scored, doubled in a run and scored. Nice shove by Croft to go out and block that one. So Gonzalez was 1 for 2, scored 2 runs and knocked in a run, and they're pinch hitting for him. In for a strike. In for a strike. Mancinello didn't think so. He took it, thought it was low. You know, in the hands, he hit that a long way and hit it foul. In the direction of my car, I might add. Bounces ball 4. The wild pitch brings in another run. Seven walks given up by Swampscott pitching. A lot of wild pitches. Gil McGalver, I believe he's now the left fielder. In for a strike. He has struck out, single and scored, walked and scored, got hit by a pitch. So he's 1 for 2. He scored 2. Off the catcher. Scooting down to second is Manzanillo. Solid shot to left field for a base hit. Galva hustles in a second with a double. So he's now scored 2 and knocked in 1. As Manzanillo comes around, so that's another walk that came around to score. It's been a bizarre tournament for English. They were shut out by St. Mary's. They made it 9 innings in a row without a score. The first 2 innings in this game. Since then, they got 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. They've got 3 more here in the sixth. And we'll have yet another pitcher for Swampscott. Brendan Velasco will be the hitter, facing Andrew Pastor, the new pitcher. Joe Caponier going to his bullpen again. This has been a bizarre game. It's been a long game. Hit on the ground to second base. They almost threw it away. Poopard made a nice play at first base. If that goes by, it's going to be another run. So the 6th inning is finally over. 7 hitters went to the plate. They scored 3 runs. They only got 2 base hits. Swampscott has walked 7 and hit 2. And fly balls have been an adventure. Benir will start his second inning. Three, 4, and 5 for Swampscott as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Down and away for a ball. Hit in the air to left field. Drifting back. Makes the play. I think it's still Mateo Rodriguez. It couldn't be because they hit for him. Galva hit for him, and Galva's playing first base. I don't know who that is in left field. But he kept going back and finally reached up and made the play. I thought it was Gilmer Galva out there staying in the game. Punched into center field for a base hit. Down off the bottom of the bat. Croft taps it into center field for a base hit. Quinn Hitchcock popped the shot, walked and scored. So he's 0 for 1, but he scored a run. And both teams have been generous. I said Swampscott walked 7. English walked 6. Hit foul past third base. Classical and St. Mary's players for the next game have been here for a long time, waiting to get on the field. And we still have an inning and a half left. It's been a very long game. Benier's getting set to pitch. His third baseman, Benson, was out in foul territory getting a foul ball. Hit in the air to left field. That's the second play out there.
Batter number 24, Ben O'Brien.
Ben O'Brien came in as a pinch hitter and got a base hit and scored a run. He was the one. He was at second base. He ran to third on a ground ball to third. The third baseman could have tagged him. All he had to do was tag the runner. Instead, he threw it away. And there's a collision with the pitcher and the first baseman. Bonilla calling for it. Galva took it away. They collided. Bonilla went down, but he's okay. So for the first time in a long time, not 1, 2, 3, but a short inning. So we got an inning left. We'll go into the top of the 7th. English on top of Swampscott, 10-6. Adrian Bonilla, who's now the pitcher, he was the first baseman, will be the hitter. He's been on base 4 times. Singled, got hit by a pitch and scored, doubled in a run, and singled. So he's got 3 hits, got hit by a pitch, he scored a run, knocked in a run. That one bounced to home plate. That was 4 or 5 feet short. In for a strike. Way up and away. Hit in the air. Roddy, the second baseman, calls everybody off and makes the play. Jarrell Benzin. He struck out, singled in a run, struck out, and bounced into a force play. Little lollipop curveball. Drops in for a strike. That one hangs inside. Pastor must be another one of those young freshmen that they have. They start 6 freshmen, Swampscott. They're very young. Swing and a miss. 1-2. That one didn't quite break. It went straight behind. It's just a little bit inside. Went right behind his back. That one drops inside. He draws a walk.
In the right field, number 2, Jason Figueroa.
High and tight. That one drops in for a strike. Andrew Pastor doesn't overpower you. He's just trying to reach home plate and throw a strike. On the inside corner. Over the head of Figueroa. Hit in the air to center field. Jamison Ford makes the play. 2 away for Jania Rodriguez. Ground to the second. Walked, forcing in a run, getting an RBI. Walked and scored. Sacrifice. On the corner for a strike. So he's walked twice. Has an RBI and a run scored. Up and away for a ball. Looking to the bottom of the seventh, it'll be the bottom 3 in the order for Swampscott. Swing and a miss. Down and in for a ball. I think that's Michael Collins who's now catching in place of Croft. Rodriguez draws the second walk. That's 9 walks given up by Swampscott pitching. Galva hit a high pop-up that the pitcher had and dropped. He reached on the error. Wound up at second base. Scored on 2 wild pitches. He went to hit for Mateo Rodriguez, the left fielder. Up and away for a ball. That's ball 4. Third walk in the inning, loads the bases. Elijah Wallace has walked, struck out, hit a pop up to the shortstop that turned out to be a sacrifice fly and an RBI, and he popped up to the third baseman, and we're going to get another change on the mound as Quinn Fitzpatrick will be the new pitcher. Elijah Wallace will be the hitter that Quinn Fitzpatrick faces, yet another pitcher for Swampscott. With the bases loaded, Swampscott has walked 10 and hit 2, and a lot of them have scored. in for a strike. Hit to right field. Pappalardo did a nice job. He almost overran it. Went to his right at the last minute, reached up and speared it. That would have been a 3 RBI triple, if not a home run, because there's nobody behind him. So English's streak of 4 straight innings scoring comes to an end. They leave the bases loaded. And we're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Swampscott needs an inning. They trail it 10-6. So 10 walks, 2 hit batsmen, 5 of those have scored. Benio started his 3rd inning of work. Galvo went the first 4. So Benio will get the win if he gets 3 outs here, because Galvo left the game and was tied at 4. Caden Ross will pinch hit. Ross will hit for DeCamp. DeCamp had doubled in the run and scored, grounded to the 3rd and struck out. English hoping to get a split. They were hoping to win the Mullins tournament, but they're hoping now to get a split. And they're well on their way, leading 10-6. They need 3 outs. Give them a little momentum going into the tournament. Line shot down that grassy knoll. Hit in the air to center field. Elijah Wallace with a nice running catch over the shoulder. Takes extra bases away. Five plays out in the outfield by Wallace.
Second baseman number 2, Will Roddy.
Will Roddy singled, walked and scored, popped to the shortstop. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Squared leg was in a bunt, takes the pitch, it drops in for a strike. That one, just a little inside. That's another one that was thrown completely behind the hitter. He couldn't have swung at that even if he wanted to. Hit foul. That's going to go down in that grassy knoll. And he hits him. He's on for the third time. Nick Paradise is coming back in the game. He got a standing ovation. He got a standing ovation when he left the game. Frank Papalato hit for him. Papalato had singled and reached on an error in 2 at-bats. Made that nice play out in right field, and now Paradise will pinch hit. He was up once and struck out. And he gets hit. Back-to-back hit batsman. And that brings Paula out of the dugout. Swampscott has a pulse thanks to English. It's faint, but they have a pulse. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Swampscott jumped out to a 2-0 lead. English tied it at 2. English jumped out 4-2. Swampscott tied it at 4. English got the lead for good with 3 in the 5th. Swampscott almost got it back. They got 2 in the 5th. 7-6. English got 3 more in the 6th. And that's where we are. 10-6. If Swampscott gets 1 more on base, they'll have the tying run at home plate.
Shortstop number 23,
Nick Barabee, or Barubi, on the corner for a strike. Fly to center, popped to third, reached center fielder's choice and scored and walked. Pop foul in the seats. English is not that far behind Swampscott. They walked 6 and hit 2. Line to the second baseman, and they turned the double play. They could have had a triple play because the runner at first base was off too. He hit it right on the nose to the second baseman.
Final score from Wembley Fraser Field. Living was 10, Swampscott 6.
So Swampscott is down in the 7th, and the Dougie Mullins consolation game is in the books. English will split. Swampscott will go 0-2. English will finish the season at 11-9. Swampscott 4-16. For Lynn English, Gilmer Galva had a single, a walk. He got hit, doubled. He scored 2 and knocked in a run. Brendan Velasquez had a sacrifice fly for an RBI. Eldrin Bonilla had a single, a hit batsman, a double, a single. Scored 1, knocked in 1. Jariel Benson was on base twice, a hit and a walk, knocked in a run. Jason Figueroa had a walk and a single, scored a run. Chenier Rodriguez walked, getting an RBI with the bases loaded, walked and scored and sacrificed and drew a walk. He was on base 3 times. Mateo Rodriguez had a base hit, had a double, scored a run, had a single and a double, scored a run. Gilbert Galva hitting for him, reached on an error, walked and scored a run. Elijah Wallace had a walk, a sacrifice for an RBI. Nevin Gonzalez had a walk and a double, scored 2, knocked in a run. Kenry Manzanillo hitting for him, walked and scored a run. Galva and Bonilla split the pitching. Bonilla will get the win. So English splits in the Dougie Mullins second Memorial Tournament. Swampscott goes 0-2. Swampscott's season is done. English will now wait to see how far they have to travel in the state tournament, because they're now 11-9. They won't get a home game, but they're in the tournament. So 10-6. English, who couldn't score in the game last night against St. Mary's, shut out the first 2 innings of the game tonight, wound up scoring 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. They got 3 apiece in the 5th and 6th to put up 10 runs. It was enough to hold off Swampscott 10-6. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.